Alright guys, told y'all I was going to do a muse at some point, and now seems like as good a time as any, so here we go. I got your 5 topics, so we're going to cover those, and I might even throw a bonus topic in there. I guess we'll see how time is at the end. Just and see. 5 topics. Okay, let me see. I don't necessarily want to cover these in the order I wrote them down because they're not written in order of importance. They're not really written in any type of order. But I do want to cover these. So, you know, I saw a picture or a couple of pictures the other day on Facebook. A couple of friends I knew from high school. One was my best friend. Um, I say was because we don't really talk much anymore. I haven't talked to him in forever, and that's better for me that way because as I think back on it, you know, he always kind of hoped that he was always better than me at everything, and he was. Um, so, um, you know, I don't really need to be around people that are gonna throw their stuff they're better at me at, which is damn near everything, in my face all the time whenever they get a chance to. So, about a year or so after I graduated high school, kind of stopped talking to him, and I don't know, we just changed for different people. But this picture kind of showed me, or kind of made me realize, I should say, that you never really know who you're going to be close to later on in life, or who you're going to be closest to later on in life. Coming out of high school, I would have said me and this motherfucker were going to be thick as thieves for the rest of our natural lives, but didn't happen that way. What did happen for me is I am close to somebody from high school, but it's the one person I never even gave a second thought to. And I'm not going to rehash the story because I've told her a million times, and um, she knows about it. Um, you know, I told her just how deep of a hole I was in, and the person I'm talking about is Kristen. Never in a million years did I think coming out of high school, especially as long as it took, um, you know, 10 years out of high school, did I ever think that she would be the one person from high school that I'm closest to. And honest to God, guys, I wouldn't change that for anything. Um, Life kind of gets in the way. We don't talk quite as much as we used to, but we at least every couple of weeks or so, trade messages back and forth, trying to see how each other's doing. To one or the other needs help for what's going on in each other's lives, because life kind of does that to you. Um, it gets in the way. Things take precedence, um, especially with her having, children and all that good stuff. But I will give her the credit that she rightly deserves to the day that I die. Because, the 5 or 10 minutes every week or two that we tend to have for each other or have to check on each other, she is present. She's not distracted by anything else. She sits down, talks to me 5, 10 minutes. Hey, how you doing? and nothing else gets in the way. I love that. I wish I was like that with more people that are in my life, but not everybody's like that. Um, so that's just just seeing um, Matt and Tina in those pictures. Um, just kind of got me thinking about that. You never know, as much as you think you do, you never know who you're going to end up close to later on in life from back in high school. I wouldn't change anything. I love Kristen to death. I love the way our relationship works. Um, so, yeah, just be mindful of that. Um, be mindful because, and appreciate those things because you never know. Um, you can go into something thinking, I'm not really ever going to be close to this person, don't really know this person. They could very well end up being the one person from high school that you are closest to in life and would lay your life down for. So hang on to those relationships and treasure them because they're rare. So Kristen, I love you. Always here for you. All day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Um, so yeah, I just wanted to point that out. So let's take that off since I covered that. So I'm gonna take that off so I don't confuse myself here when I look at my list of topics. Alright, and that kind of leads into the fact that I said all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. That kind of leads into our next topic. I want to give you the origins, because I say it a lot, of all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Hang on, I just fucked this up. Alright, there we go. All day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Should surprise nobody. It's a saying I got out of the wrestling world. What it refers to is back in the old school, like 80s and 60s, 70s, 80s. They used to run shows 7 days a week, 2 shows a day in some cases. You know, depending on the territory. And you hear old timers, from that 30-year period to say, we would go all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. Basically, what that means is, they run shows every day of the year, for 7 days a week, and if it's a Sunday, they would do 2 shows a day. So, all day, every day, and twice on Sunday is what that refers to. So, if I tell somebody, I'm there for you all day, every day, and twice on Sunday, that means don't matter when, where, or how, I would be there for you, and double that on Sunday. I've kind of used it throughout my life, and people kind of always wondered about what that is, but that's the origin of that saying. So now when you hear me tell somebody all day, every day, and twice on Sunday, you know what that means. Or you know where that came from, at least. So there's that. And let's see what I want to cover next here. Oh yeah, the Brandon Phillips trade that almost was. The the trade was in place for Brandon Phillips to be traded to Washington, he wouldn't waive his no-trade clause. I'm hearing it was because he wouldn't get an extension from the Nationals. Dude, you're 36 years. You're going to be 35 or 36 next year. You know, you're not going to get a long-term extension from anybody. So I understand the Reds are trying to rebuild. They have to do this, but the one person they really need to get rid of, they can't get rid of because his contract is like an anchor around her foot, and he has said he will never approve any trade, is Joey Votto. That was a fucked up contract to give him. 10 years, like 200 and some odd $1 million, was a fucked up contract to give him. Even at the time, I questioned it. So, you know, Chapman got traded to the Yankees, which is a smart trade. You aren't gonna be able to keep him anyway. Get the prospects for him, and that'll be that. If Phillips isn't gone before the season starts, he'll be gone by the trade deadline, I guarantee it. For who, to where, for who, I don't know. But if he's not gone by the start of the season, he'll be traded at the trade deadline. So, you know, that's my thoughts on that. When he goes, I'm gonna miss him because he was the heart and soul of this team for a long time there. And thanks for the memories, Brando. Alright, next. Okay. Fellas, professional athletes. Do us all a favor and do yourselves a favor too. Keep your wives, your girlfriends, your side pieces, all that stuff, all them people in check for you. At least during an ongoing season. And I'm going to explain why. Apparently, Brent Grimes, who plays for the Miami Dolphins, his wife got all up on Twitter and went off on the suckage that is Ryan Tannehill and the Miami Dolphins. She blamed it all on, like, she blamed the coach getting fired, like, the Dolphins sucking and all that stuff on, you know, on the kid, the quarterback. While she's not wrong about the Dolphins suckage, that's not all on him. It's a 53-man roster. She needs to look at her husband too, because he had a little something to do with that as well. And as far as staying off the social networks during the season, why do I say that? Because when that dude has to go back in that locker room after the play that her comments got, it's going to be really, really awkward. And I wouldn't want to be him having to go back into that locker room and face that team. So, fellas, professional athletes especially, if you play any sport, whether it's professional or not, keep your girlfriends, your wives, your side pieces, your fuck buddies, everything off of social media until the end of the fucking season. Now, next, please. By the way, she wasn't wrong about that either. She just chose the wrong time to say it. last topic I'm going to cover before I do some organizational things is on December 21st. I took a call from a dude in Alaska that placed a huge order. It took forever to place, and because it was going to Alaska, the system was set up to send it all 2-day air, because that's just what our system defaults to Alaska and Hawaii, 2-day air. Dude wanted to change, he changed everything on the order like 6 times, I think. It was easy 6 times. Then he wanted to change from 2-day air to like USPS, because they apparently have that over. That's an option that gives us, to kind of help the customer down and save money. So I switched everything over. Second day, I switched over to USPS. Thought everything was good. Went out to check him out and kept getting error messages. So I calmly explained to him, I said, this is apparently not going to let me do this. I don't know why it does give me that option. He's like, you know what, don't worry about it. You've been very, very helpful to me with the changes and getting everything done and trying to get this. And I gave him a break on the shipping of these things as well, because I wasn't able to get the corrected shipping method that he requested. So I gave him a break on the shipping. I cut the shipping like in half. It was like $200. I charged him like $99 for the shipping. It was there were like 10 line items, but it was like a 30 item order in total item count. So, he's like, I appreciate everything you did for me. Your passion for what you do comes across really well. You were very professional. I'd like to talk to your supervisor so I can tell him about that and get you some praise. So, and I told the guy, I was like, dude, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Because to be honest with you, most of the time, this is a thankless job. And he understood that because he said he runs a business himself. He's a business dude himself. He runs a business. So he gets all that. He says, I appreciate the guys like you that do the grunt work, to serve customers like yours and mine and everything else. So, that was very, very helpful to me. Kind of got me through the Christmas week, because it was crazy. And, that one little bit of praise there kind of got me through it, because it shows me that not everybody on Christmas week will turn out to be a total douchebag, and because they can't do what they want. So I appreciate that. I don't remember your name. I just know you're in Alaska. You'll never see this, but I appreciate everything you said, and thanks for the feedback. And my supervisor said the same thing. He said the same thing to me that you said, that I said to him. You were a talker and a half, though. You kept me for 45 minutes because of all the changes and stuff, and then wanted to make sure I understood that I was doing a good job. And then he kept him for an additional 30 from what I heard. So, but I appreciate the dap. I appreciate the feedback. Thank you. You are the reason why I do what I do, why I love what I do. But you're few and far between, so I appreciate it more when it happens. But thank you. I will hold that with me forever. And yeah, so it's good to know that I'm doing a good job. Good to see that customers are seeing it, and it's not just me trying to have it and tell myself, you're doing good. You're doing your best. You're doing good. Now on to some housekeeping type matters. this off my list here. I've got an idea for a Sincerely Yours based on things that I've seen on Facebook and based on the story that I referenced a couple muses ago about the little Muslim child that thought she was going to have to be taken from her home because of what Donald Trump proposed, the ban on Muslims. I've got a Sincerely Yours in my head for that. So that will probably happen sometime this weekend. If not this weekend, definitely next. But that will definitely happen, so be on the lookout for that. I'm going to do another muse at some point again this weekend. Just kind of looking back on the things that I've learned in 2015 and what I hope to accomplish in 2016. So there's some content still coming your way this weekend. So be on the lookout for those. And then starting in January, the Friday Freestyle is returning. I've got that in my phone. So you'll see that on January 29th, I believe, is the last Friday of January. So you'll see that January 29th. And then starting in February, you're going to see some new content along with Blu-ray Blowout and the freestyle and all that. And just a reminder that I'm not going to do a blowout for January because wrestling tickets aren't cheap, and I desperately need a trip back to my roots. So there you go. So anything I get in January, I'm going to hold over to the February haul. With that said, I'm going to tell you guys I love you. Thank y'all for the early birthday wishes that I got starting at midnight. Appreciate the support and your fostering of my creativity. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Love y'all.